We got an author coming in talking about hotels. The inside scoop on hotels is next. An expose. Heads in beds.
Yes.
Jacob Tomsky.
Talking about the Israeli Hilton.
Yep.
All right, where's our author?
Yes.
Day before Thanksgiving.
Jacob Tomsky is coming in.
Book looks good, man. It's called Heads in Beds, a reckless memoir of hotels, hustles, and so-called hospitality.
Yeah, we've been talking about hotels many times on this very program. Last time we had a discussion about the wonderful Carter here in Manhattan. I wonder if he has any information or experience on that.
Is this the hotel guy?
Yes. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, hotel guy. What's going on? You know everybody in the room. That's the very funny Dave Attell to your right, the very funny Rich Vos to your left, the very funny Jim Norton. And then you got me and Ant here that, you know.
And the very...
and that's...
Sam Roberts.
The very androgynous.
The very Sam Roberts.
You're sitting between three guys that every week pretty much stay in hotels around the country.
Oh, that's true.
Every week because we're on the road.
Yeah, the comedians, you know, they're traveling all the time.
Absolutely.
You know anything about the Carter Hotel here in New York City?
That's the one where everyone gets killed at, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
They have a few stories.
A lot of murders, yeah.
Murders and then horrible conditions, very dirty. I think bed bugs, something like that.
Bed bugs are everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are they literally everywhere in every hotel?
Not in every. Well, you know, you never know. I mean, they're in cabs and movie theaters. And
Shit! I don't even think about that with these filthy fucking people.
Put your
getting in the
jackets
cabs.
down. It's scary to me.
What are you talking about, bed bugs?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about black people.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow, Rich. You just wrecked everybody's good time. Rich
No, we're having a good time.
My God.
I didn't know. He said
I
they're
just made him
everywhere.
uncomfortable.
So,
So you don't have anything on the Carter Hotel, though?
No. Just, you know, I think people were murdering babies and whatnot.
Yeah, it was
really crazy.
That's one of them, like Times Square, like off Times Square, like a real ratty-
What's the buffet
ratty
like?
job.
The continental breakfast?
It's actually
Something's in the
surprisingly
water.
tasty. It's surprisingly tasty.
It's been
Okay.
voted worst hotel in, like, the city, certainly.
Holy Jesus.
Well, you
There's
know,
a lot worse hotels than that. Come on.
I would bet.
Yeah.
Honestly, the old school, like Elk
Dave.
Lodge and shit.
Look
Yeah.
up...
Overlook.
Look up the Carter Hotel on YouTube. You'll be
I just got
amazed with the graffiti and the locks broken, and it's unbelievable, this place.
Today, I got a 4-star hotel today for $90 on Priceline.
Congratulations.
Lord,
So, what's the book about there,
Well done,
Jacob?
well done. It's just a memoir of my life in the hotel business. All the, you know, crazy shit I've seen from the guests, some celebrity stuff in there, and then on the back end, you know, tons of tips, especially for 4-star hotels. You know, how to get an upgrade, how to get a late checkout, all kinds of things that can happen. It's
Don't you
all
just
wrapped
call
up
and
in
say, I
one.
want a late checkout?
Yeah, no, I'm going to say no. I'm gonna say no, sir. Unfortunately, we're sold out
Well,
tonight.
but why do you have to be
appreciate it if
assholes
you
and
get the
say
hell
no
out.
all the time? Why can't
Yeah,
you
why
just
do they always
do
say
it?
no?
Being an asshole is part of the job, actually.
Why?
Because
Just
you-
fucking, I want a
you
late
gotta.
checkout. Everybody wants a late checkout. Yeah, you have to check in late. Why can't you leave late?
Indeed, I've heard that
Thank
complaint repeatedly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get an early check-in today, and I know how to do it.
But why do they make it?
I got
make
tips
it,
for all this, man. I'll tell
Well,
you. That.
let's
Well,
go.
how about the
Let's
smoking
go.
rules? How come there's like every hotel has non-smoking now? Like, why is that?
No, it's ridiculous. People complain, you know, like they can smell it in the room next
The
door.
room does
Everyone's
stink.
got allergies and all this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but is it a state law or is it just like the?
No, it's property specific.
Okay.
Yeah, they're but it's like trendy. You know, but what I would do, you know, check in.
Yeah.
You know, have a cigarette. And then call down and complain that the room smells like smoke, and then move to another room. Or something.
Great
Oh,
idea.
man.
Excellent idea.
There you
Thank
go. That's
Or
a good
just
one.
stay in
Continue
there.
doing that every
That's
time.
a
you need
good one.
cigarette.
There's no advantage to them allowing you to smoke because
No.
it's a fire hazard. It is.
It's not going to make the room better.
It's going to make the furniture stink. There's zero advantage to the hotel allowing it.
Right.
Yeah, but what if it's Vegas and like you're a Japanese billionaire type guy and you flew in, you want to chain smoke?
Oh,
and
Vegas,
stuff like
you
that?
could smoke.
You will.
in a
Oh, they'll
room.
let you smoke. If you're a billionaire, you
Yeah.
can.
You can do
You
whatever
can do
you
whatever
want.
the
You can smoke
fuck you
whatever
want.
you want. You can
I got
smoke
one of
whatever.
those questions that, of course, everybody thinks about with hotels. When you try to check in and they say there's no rooms available, come on now. Are there rooms?
That's a huge. That was one of my favorite lies.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing I can do, and there's no hotels. There's always rooms
Really?
Yeah.
left behind, you know, and that's one of the awkward
So
situations.
why are you guys assholes?
Yeah,
Well,
why?
Hey, we're doing.
Wow, you wrote the book.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta-
between that and the having to tell everyone they can't have a late checkout. I mean,
we got to
what's the
manage. You
motive?
got to manage this property. I mean, it's like you've got 100 rooms,
Right.
You know, and then you got 120 reservations. They'll overbook a hotel because it's about a 10% cancellation rate. So you want to. They play the numbers game, but somebody's going to get screwed, and somebody's going to get walked to a hotel, and you don't want to walk. Like, let's say, you know, there's nothing available for a one-nighter because we can walk them to another hotel, put them up. and then we don't have to bring them back. So you want to make sure you have rooms for someone who's there for 4 nights. So there's a lot of different reasons. And then if you booked a $90 rate, you know, you're going to get walked. Dude.
You want to hear my solution to the no rooms? And it's worked many times with me. I've walked around Manhattan looking for hotels sometimes and been like, no, sold out, sold out. And you just know they're sold out. So I go into a hotel, and it takes a little while because you really got to be adamant with this. But I give them my credit card. I go, reservation, Anthony Cumia. And they're like, and I know they ain't finding it because I don't have a reservation. But I'm adamant. I'm like, I called yesterday, made this reservation. It's very important. And they keep looking. They go, oh, Mr. Cumia. I'm like, I have nowhere else to stay. You're going to put me up at your house? And it takes a long time because they got to go to a manager. They go in the back. They talk. But then they've always come back and said, okay, we got something for you.
There's 2 good ways to do it. If you can manage to be a screamer, you can pretty much push through some walls. The other way is
why is that? Because they don't want a disturbance in the lobby.
Yeah, it's just
no one wants to deal with it.
Because they don't.
Isn't that like a life
They want you to go. Yeah,
you scream as hard as you can.
Yes.
Pretty much wherever you are in whatever situation, something's going to happen. The other way actually is tipping the front desk agent.
Really?
That's something
that works, huh?
All the time.
That's something that a lot of people don't know. These are the people, like you said, tippy-tapping. They're the ones that are deciding your fate there.
I am a greasing motherfucker. I love doing that.
We can tell you.
Greasy. I didn't say
fuck.
Greasy. But I'll tell you something. A lot of times when you go to hand someone something, they go, "No, I can't do that. I can't." And then they're like, they have some kind of fucking morals when I'm trying to get a room. God damn it!
You always take care of
no morals.
the people
Good.
at the front. You give them 20. I've been to fucking what is it, the Barclay or whatever. For $75, we got 4-star, and they bumped us up to a suite because we do them fucking extra.
But what if you throw to the tip and they can't do it? Like, what if you say, "Hey, can you upgrade me?" and you offer money, and then they take it and go, "No."
Yeah,
boy.
well, you know, that's pretty soulless bastard, and that happens. But generally, because the front desk agent is not a tipped position, the fact that you give them money, like immediately I get nervous. I want to do something for you. And it's not always about an upgrade, and that's the thing that people don't realize. These rooms are all different. You know, the rooms are all the same size. Have you ever heard that? That's one of the biggest lies in the hotel business. There's always a room on the corner. There's always a room with a better view, bigger bathroom that fits a rollaway. You know, everything's perfect in certain rooms. So I can find the best room of your category, not to mention if anybody here likes to drink, I can go ahead and throw bottles of wine, you know, or amenities, or that's when you're getting your late checkout. So the what your money can do for you through the front desk, it might not be an upgrade, but you might have no idea what this person can do for you.
What's a good tip at the front desk?
$5?
Yeah, a quarter, sir. Just throw them, you know, flip them a quarter.
Yeah, maybe George Washington needs a little more room.
I would say, you know, a 10's a good start. 20's quite nice.
20's nice, huh?
You know, a 50, I'll carry you up to your room if you want.
That's it.
Scoop you up.
We stayed at the Carlisle, and it was so fucking overrated. Yeah, I mean that and the other one. These are like we have butlers come to your room.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate all the fanciness.
Private butlers.
I like where you can do your laundry. I just like that's my favorite hotel where you can do your
laundry room, really?
Yeah, because I'm on the road all the time, so you get to do it like you know these cheap ass. You know,
I like the gentleman's hotel.
I'll tell you,
like
when you go on the road,
in your cricket bat and a cheese plate, and you're on your own.
When you go on the road, like you can either stay in town, but if you can get like a Hampton Inn Suites, you get breakfast, free high speed, free parking, a workout,
high friendly.
No, but you get everything, and it's
to
so
pay for all
much
the
better than
extras.
being in town at a dumb
Free
alley.
cable.
It's
Free HBO. What is it, 1980?
Free
electricity.
salt and pepper.
And the pool, they clean it.
No, I'm telling you, I go on the road all the time.
We have color TV.
Cool. So what's the dirtiest thing in a room? Like we know the duvets. The duvets
Your
are
balls.
I like to call it the bedspread. Do you wash those things or what?
You know, you got the duvet cover, and they're going to wash that, but the feather inside of it, that's not too often washed, and that'll suck up some fluids.
Fluids, that's very gentle.
Yeah, and then if you're in a budget motel with that scratchy blanket that they try to hide between two sheets, that thing's disgusting. Another thing people don't know, the minibar glasses. Right? The housekeepers are responsible for cleaning that. If you look at a minibar, if you look at a housekeeper's cart, there's no dish soap on that cart. So they're cleaning it with whatever they can.
Yeah.
Which is going to be
tears.
Which is going to be
The tears of the.
See, that's going to leave spots. You cry on a glass, it's going to have cry spots on it. So they'll use shampoo. They'll use.
Why can't they have a little dish soap?
That's
I don't know, man. Maybe
What's
they
wrong
should
with
start.
them?
Maybe that's my mission.
Maybe a
I
little
never
These ladies
use them.
some dish soap.
Never drink out of those glasses because they're dirty.
They clean them with Pledge. I cleaned it all the time.
Yeah.
It leaves a spot-free glass. It's
Pledge.
So how did you get it? Did you go to like one of these hotel management and whatever
hell no.
schools?
No,
you didn't do
no.
any of that.
I started parking cars.
Okay, so you worked your way up the whole ladder of
Absolutely.
hotels.
Now you got a
Do you
book.
get a lot of pussy
Fucking
working behind the
Hendry.
counter? Can you get a lot of pussy like from the ladies coming in by themselves or?
Pushy, what do you mean?
Pussy is a thing when a guy like
pussy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I have a speech
Oh, yeah,
impediment.
that. I thought you said pushy, and I was like, yeah, I got some pushy ladies in my face.
No, but I mean, do guys like
Sexual
do
offers,
they
yeah.
do they offer you sex like late at night?
Yeah,
So-
you're the lonely trophy wife.
There's
know,
one.
travel.
Really?
Is one
Yeah.
from Canada?
Especially the bellmen. The bellmen are getting laid up in them rooms.
Really? Wow.
Really?
What about the maids? They hook on the side.
No, I remember that. I don't think so. They're too busy working hard, man. That job is difficult.
That's that's an
Terrible.
unforgiving job,
Why is
isn't
it?
it?
Why is it difficult?
I worked.
Trying to figure out how to get the
job.
cum out of the
Yeah.
sheets. How do you get cum out of the sheets?
I think you just burn
Watch
them.
it. Protein gets out protein. I saw
What's
that.
the weirdest?
You just throw it in the washer. It takes itself out.
Nice.
What's the weirdest like late night? Like somebody calls up, hey, do you got a something like a banjo and a something like anybody?
Well, I had a celebrity. This was actually I was in New Orleans. I was a housekeeping manager at the time, and had a celebrity. He was in town filming a movie, famous actor, and
Brad Pitt.
No. And he was. I'm going to say no to whatever he said.
Was this during the show? Tremont? Can I get some gumbo and a saxophone? Look at that disgust in your face. I'm sorry.
I
What, you
liked
got something?
it.
All right, what do you got?
No, but
on the celebrity?
this guy, he is a super freak, man. He had bags of pills in his room, and I'm not talking fun
that
pills.
limits it
I'm
down.
not talking fun pills.
Yeah.
I'm talking like nutritional pills, like a bag, like he couldn't even
okay.
stomach it. And he asked for we had these big silver potpourri bowls, and he calls down. He wants 5 of them. And so I hustle, I steal them from rooms. He said he wanted to eat cereal out of them, and these things are gonna fill the whole box. You could dump it in. He also asked for like an acupuncturist and a voodoo doctor,
Wow.
and a therapist, all at the same time, like it was an emergency. He calls down. He's like, "We need
Who
a
the fuck
voodoo
is
doctor
this?
now."
What year was this?
That was like 2001. He's still. He's
What
still
movies
out
came
there,
out in,
still out there
based
doing his
in New
shitty
Orleans
thing.
Mohammed
in 2001? Right.
Yeah.
You might have
voodoo
given away the
doctor.
celebrity.
Yeah.
What movie came out around 2001, 2002?
From Space Odyssey.
Based in New Orleans.
That was just because he was in.
Space
You got that one
oddity.
wrong. You got that one wrong. Dude.
That's because he was in New Orleans. So.
I have another question. Always been very curious about with hotels.
Sure.
Obviously, you unwrap that nice soap. You
Yep.
use it for 2 seconds. You pop it up there. It would seem a horrid waste for the hotel to throw all those away, but you can't just leave them in there. What the fuck happens with the unused
Nice.
soap? Go.
You melt it down and remold it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Leaving the
use
pubic
hair.
recycle, sir. Yeah, we just carve it down to a smaller soap.
That's it.
No, all that's thrown away. Those little, it's kind of sad,
They
especially
get
even those empty
thrown-
shampoo bottles, little tiny jobs.
Yeah.
You take like half of it. It's like a rule in a luxury hotel. There's usually there's a symbol for the hotel, and if it gets below that symbol, then you have to replace it.
Yeah,
you know,
but-
to make sure it's full, and it's just they're just throwing that away.
Yeah, but that hotel shampoo, I mean, you never like leave a hotel and go like, where can I pick that up? At
You would-
it's always some like weird.
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised, man. I used to laugh my ass off when guests would be like, "Your mattresses are fabulous.
Oh,
like,
really?
what mattress is this?" I'm like, "I don't know
No,
what damn
guys
mattress
got
it is."
Some of
Shitty
those,
Do you
those,
hold-
things on top of the mattress in some hotels are the most comfortable.
Yeah,
what do
the
they
pillow
call-
tops, the pillow tops,
Some of
yeah.
them. I've been to some of them that were so fucking comfortable that I don't have an answer.
Yeah. That's usually what it is. It's not that it's a Serta Sealy Plus. It's
Not to interrupt Rich's trip down comfortable memory lane. I wanted to throw in an interesting fact too. Like one time I was in this hotel and the TV was just crisp. See how awful that is. What you said in the article, I think in the Post, that they actually come in and really look through your shit. Like they actually do that.
Do they?
Sure. I mean, well, when you start working at the hotel, it's like real voyeuristic, man. I see you going out, and we all have master keys,
Oh,
man.
man.
Any room, anywhere, anytime. And looking through your shit, that's not bad. It's when we start fucking with your shit that it really gets
Oh,
dirty.
man.
You know what I
Like-
mean?
How do they fuck with your stuff?
You can things done to toothbrushes.
No way,
I'm
really?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Is that true or is that?
I've never done that.
That's an urban legend.
Why
isn't
would they
it?
do that? Just so, like as a
If you were a prick, you make a,
Nicolas Cage. What?
Yeah, you scream at somebody, you make like a
he said
racist
yes.
or homophobic comment, or you
I
yell at
better
the-
hide my
I'm gonna,
toothbrush.
I'm gonna screw you. You yell at people yell at me, yelling at the doorman in front of me, and I'm like, that's my boy right there. That's my friend. Don't yell at my friend. I'm gonna screw you.
racist.
Oh man.
Wow.
You call him your boy.
He's my boy. He's my boy.
Jeez, Rich.
It's like Bad Boys the movie.
How about you guys
That's
just mind your own
crazy.
business?
Take all the. Yeah. What about the ice machine? I mean, is that normal? I mean, like, what is that?
It's a machine that
No,
produces.
I know, but like, there's all that ice
Start
there
from
all
the
the time.
beginning.
Do you guys ever like clean that out, or like? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think
honestly-
you're going to have any problem. All these, I don't think you're going to have any problems with the ice machine there.
Yeah,
Maybe
'cause-
the bucket, the bucket's probably pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
There you go.
when he asked about the soda machine.
Yeah. What about the soda machine?
Or we have to go to Coca-Cola to find
No,
out.
I figured, and
That's,
also the hotel pool. Like, I feel like it's very first of all,
Every pool, right?
yeah, it's like just like filthy for some reason. Even
Yeah.
like at a big hotel, whatever, unless it's
Who
outdoors.
goes into
It's
a
like-
Absolutely.
pool? That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Smell a lot of chlorine in hotel pools.
Yeah.
It's
Hotels, you gotta
you know
you
you're
take
safe
all
at
the
that.
blankets off, you lay under one sheet, and you just turn the heat up. You fucking don't touch. You put your fucking channel thing in a plastic
In a plastic bag or a
No,
sock or a
just
sock.
use it.
A
Who
sock.
cares?
Sleep in the tub. That's
Well,
Let me tell you something. If you get in that tub, is one of the worst things you can do in a hotel is to take a bath in that fucking disgusting, jizz-stained hepatitis tub.
ever stay in a
Who's
nice.
that- who's
You ever
doing
stay
that
in a
in the
nice
tub?
room?
Huh?
Who's doing
Jesus.
that in the tub?
what if you're handicapable
Masturbate in
and
the
that's
tub,
your
dude?
only way?
Let's
Yeah.
go fuck in the tub.
I stay in very nice hotels.
Stay in
though.
nice hotels. The tub is like fucking great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
one
don't
of the
stay
hardest
in the
things
tub,
to clean
but-
too,
Sure.
man. Cleaning that tub is so.
I never use it, but it's
difficult.
always fucking.
Well,
We
here's-
can see that.
You know, like crime scene cleanup people, and I'm sure you've had them in your hotel.
Indeed, I have.
We did a thing with me on the Insomniac thing years ago,
yeah,
and the guy told me that if you ever go in a hotel and there's like carpet, like the carpet doesn't match, that usually means there was either blood or some other kind of thing, and they cut it out and they just put in new carpet. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a situation we had where a kid had rented a room. His father was rich, and his father couldn't get in touch with him, so he called the hotel. He was concerned, and I talk about this in the book a little bit. And he comes up, and the security opens the door, and this kid is covered in blood. He'd been cutting himself.
Wow.
Like all day. The robe was open. He was totally dazed. He was on drugs, and there was blood all over the hotel room. And they had to have crime scene come in, and it was like
really?
a $20,000 cleanup. No,
Wow.
he didn't die. He didn't die. He was totally dazed.
Do they charge him for the cleanup at least?
Yeah. They charged his daddy for the cleanup.
They put it
that
on their
one.
bill.
Yeah.
And when are you guys going to update the laundry thing? I mean, trousers and top hats and all those different crazy Titanic things, bowler hats.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Slave leash.
I mean, it's always, I'm always trying to do a joke out of it. It's like really weird trousers and
Yeah, those
The
tails.
worst is the iron. The
how much does it
iron
cost to get a cape laundered here?
and the fucking
Yeah, my
irons
cake
that are attached to the ironing board.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking, who's gonna really steal an iron?
Do people steal everything?
Everything,
man?
yeah.
They will steal everything.
I was staying in a hotel and they stole the batteries out of the remote control.
Hell yeah.
That is like that is ghetto.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's grimy.
That was a
That's
ghetto.
grimy.
And they is a word for you know who.
So, but
People that need batteries. Yeah.
yes, battery thieves.
Battery
So
meters.
bed bugs. How
Yeah.
many hotels have them? Because we check the bed bug registry before we go
Bed
to a
bug registry,
hotel.
I've heard that. I've
It's
heard
actually
that,
pretty
too.
good.
What's up
Yeah.
with the bed bugs? Yeah, what can you tell
Well,
us about
like I had this situation with this lady. First of all, I've had these people come down and they're like, look at this is a bed bug bite. This has got to be it. And I'm like, I'm not a goddamn doctor, man. I don't know what that is. It looks like a mosquito bite. I don't know, but
Yeah.
and they'll bring down little bugs in bags and like
Wow.
forensic evidence.
They
and
bring
stuff.
it in with them, probably get a free ride.
Yeah, whatever.
Ah,
But I
fuckers.
got into this one lady because she was like,
nice.
She was like, you have bed
Tight?
bugs here. This is you guys are on the bed bug registry. Like, how do I know you don't have bed bugs? And I was like, look, how do I know you don't have bed bugs, ma'am? You just traveled in a
Man,
cab.
Wow.
You were just in an airplane, right? These little guys are international, man. They're jumping about. So
Yep.
don't bring bed bugs into my hotel, please.
That's how you
Nice.
really answered that?
No, I said I'm.
That's what he wanted to say.
It's like, wow.
No.
Because it's been a ripe up there.
But usually,
Did you feign that you were from like Poland and go like me? Like they always do with me. They never speak the known language of the moment.
Usually, a 4-star hotel won't have bed bugs, right?
Yeah, they do.
That's not
Well,
true.
what'll happen?
Well, they're a little cleaner.
What'll happen is it's going to happen in one room, and then what you do is they shut down that one room, and then if you find out that your room did have bed bugs, obviously that's going to get comped, and then they'll shut down the rooms to the left and to the right of it, and they'll bring someone in, and then they'll fix it. So it's not going to be the entire hotel. It's going to be one room, and then they're going to clear out the rooms around it, and it'll be fine.
But what if they don't know? Like, what if one of them hops on the maid cart and they start spreading?
Yeah.
Little bed bug
just starts
babies.
working there.
Good
point.
It's a
Industrious little
ballet.
dudes, these bed bugs.
Well, here's a question, which is like I think I've seen a lot of hotels that were haunted or was said to be haunted,
Sure.
like Austin and Boise, Idaho. Like they have these like legendary haunted hotels. Have you ever had that experience? I mean, you're there all night long in that lobby.
Yeah. It gets kind of spooky. At
Yeah.
night,
So
man.
has there been ever like that kind of thing?
I mean, I don't really believe in that kind of stuff. But I mean, when you start thinking about all the people who've murdered each other and
in
died
hotels.
and killed in suicide, I had this one guest who his sister murdered herself in the room.
That's suicide.
And then he came back and he only wanted to stay in that room.
Wow.
And it was really
that's
weird.
creepy.
Yeah, and it used to
just kept
like
asking for a
really make
lotion.
me sad.
Wow.
But yeah, late night. Yeah, you never know. It's
So,
a
but I mean,
spooky
has
place.
anybody
It's a
come?
spooky place.
Because I was in a hotel one time, and like people were coming down, going like, "I can't sleep. There's something horrible." You know, blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they were
Hold on, let's go
watching
back.
Insomniac.
Sounds.
I want to go back to that story. Do you ever tell the guy, sorry, but that room's taken tonight?
Yeah, there was a situation he would call and he'd be like, "Can I have room 1227?"
And you're like,
And I'm like,
sorry.
like,
Someone else has it tonight.
Someone else is using that
Play
room for
those numbers.
suicide.
That's
What
creepy.
happened in
That's when the
room
bellhop sticks his head
237?
up. 12:20,
Anything?
That's a haunted room now.
I understand that too.
That's movie haunted.
Wow. By the way, great
Yeah.
thing here. You're talking about somebody who you worked with, I guess, who said he learned how to diffuse guests' anger. Because guests would, like, if you're too meek and sympathetic, that will fuel their anger. Or if you throw back your thing, if you throw back your shoulders, it seems unsincere. But he said he would one-up their anger. Like if a guest came back from lunch and said, "I came back from lunch, my room hasn't been cleaned. Anyone planning on cleaning it?" That the guy would, Andy would go, "What? I can't believe they failed to clean," and then angrily push the buttons and fucking one up your anger.
They can't do anything at
But-
that point.
and then it makes the customer's defensive.
You're
Like, that's all
just
right.
as mad
They're like,
as
no,
they are.
it's okay, sir. Nobody,
that
like, somebody's going to be fired over this. And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Wait, no one.
But that unsympathetic, that phony, I'm sorry, I can't. That does make me angrier.
Drives you nuts, right?
That
you gotta
fucking-
know how to
Yeah.
deal with
I
it.
don't like
Well, I
when
do apologize, sir, for any that insincere company line apology makes me sick.
Yeah. I mean, I got good at the front desk of gauging people. I could tell by the time you
just
entered the
walked in.
lobby what type of person you were and how you wanted to be treated. You know what I mean? If you wanted the professional service, I'm going to give it to you. If you wanted me to be, relaxed,
Cash.
cool, make jokes,
Right.
fine. I got kind of.
And what about the hot cookie? Like, why is that? Like, when did that become the big thing? You know, like when people
Is that,
check
is
in,
that
they
a thing? Hot cookies?
Yeah, like you go to a hotel and they go,
Not in
"Would you
good
like a
hotels.
nice?"
Oh, that's
what?
at the Hampton
Hot
Suites.
cookies.
Yeah, they give you a hot cookie and a bottle of water,
Yeah,
so that
that's
your
at the
whole
Hampton.
day's meal looking for
I
jobs.
came
is-
here. I didn't get any hot cookies.
That's
All
true.
right, dude. Well, I'm just
Hot
saying,
cookies.
I'm sorry.
Oh, here's another thing, and this front desk guy, this will a lot of people have thought of this. I use a computer. I got my little mouse. I point and click. I can find anything in the world. It's very simple. Why the 8,000 keystrokes? You're looking.
Yeah.
It's like I got a reservation. Here's my credit card. Click, 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 and then
yeah.
back to this again.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Well,
Thank you.
I got two things. I became a supreme hustler at that front desk, and sometimes when you're trying to extract a tip for an upgrade, I would fake type all the time to make it look like I was
Christ, I
working.
knew
I already
it.
got your room,
Wow.
right? But I'm just sitting there like, hold on, sir,
I
and I'm
hate
just
that.
like tippy tappy because it makes you
man.
look like you're
Right,
working. But
like you're working.
But actually, I mean, these systems are there's a lot of training that goes on there. They're very complicated, and what they're doing is swapping your room out because you got 500 rooms. 300 of them are dirty. They're coming back all the time. You're blocked in a dirty room, and you've got all these requests. So I've got to find another room from another guest, swap that out, replace that guest's room, make sure everyone has a room and all the holes are filled. So there is a lot of work
Point
going
and
on.
click.
That's
Point and click,
bullshit.
motherfuckers.
Here's another thing.
I see you hit that goddamn return key 8 times once.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, no,
How
it's-
come room
it's
service?
seriously.
How come room service takes like an hour and a half? Like, why is that?
Oh man,
Oh,
you know
boy.
that's one.
Like,
one.
even
tip.
you order like the most basic thing, like
Oatmeal.
just give me what
Yeah,
you're
like
eating.
a Diablo
Yeah.
sandwich and a Dr. Pepper.
It's snappy.
Make it snappy.
It does take a long time. That, that's one of the
I'm in a
you know
goddamn hurry.
in the book. That's one of the tips. Oftentimes you can and it's of course overpriced, and then it's going to come
Oh,
out cold.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
you can actually order delivery in the area, and then wonderful restaurants are going to deliver, right? And then you can call room service and ask them for the plates. So just like if you want to have your little fancy silver dish,
I'm not
you
gonna do
get them to
that.
send that up, and then put your outside delivery. But they're going to deliver that
Your
food
Domino's
hot
pizza on
and
top
cheap.
of it.
Yeah, but then when I leave the room, they're gonna just take my toothbrush and shove it up their ass. I learned that.
Well, they don't care. The housekeeper doesn't care
Oh,
if you're
she
not
doesn't care,
paying.
right?
You
That's
know?
why
That's
I
cool.
don't brush my teeth.
It's a good plan.
Back to the ice machine.
Wait, I got a question for you. He
soaks them every night.
After I leave here, I'm checking into my hotel, and I got to get in early.
Sweet.
So I'm just going to walk in with a sob story. Look, please.
Yeah, give Rich a sob story. Let's see if this works. What can Rich do?
A slob story. biography.
You already the $20.
Sap
you already
story.
did it.
Here's the thing.
Billy Bob
I'll get there at
Thornton was
11
the
o'clock,
guy.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know there's available rooms
See the
because people
Billy Bob
check out
or
at
Sure,
6.
sure, sure.
So there's a clean room.
Yeah.
I haven't
All right.
forgotten.
So should I offer him 10 or
10
20?
of those two guys.
10 or 20. Here's
Monster
an even
ball.
better tip
20.
for that,
New
actually.
What?
If you
That's
call
what they
ahead,
2001.
Yeah.
like you've got, we do like okay, if the hotel was 60% occupancy last night, that means 40% of the rooms are actually clean in the morning, and people who are coming in super early were giving out those rooms.
Yeah.
So if you call ahead, if you had called this morning and said, you know what, I just got out of the airport, I'm on my way, can you pre-register me into a ready suite?
Hey, fuck
They're
that.
gonna
Let's do it
that.
right now.
Well, no, but see, I did Priceline, so the
Call
hotels
'em
hate
up.
Priceline.
All right, call 'em
because
up.
they're-
But still, no, when you're calling,
Rich, we
I
got an
don't care.
expert right now. Let's do it. Let's see if this
Yeah,
shit works.
call him up.
We'll sell a
hold
lot
on.
of books if this
Let's-
works. Heads
on.
in Beds is the name of the book we're talking about by Jacob
Yeah, and see, I'll
Tomsky.
do this, but the reason I don't like doing it, because if they say no now, then I'm screwed when I get there.
What should
No,
he
it's gonna
say?
be
Call
somebody
the
different.
hotel. Let's do this.
Let me find.
say, I don't know if there's
let
a-
me find the
any-
number.
Oh boy.
Can we
Rich.
still talk while he's doing it?
Yeah.
Now, bed and breakfast on the scale of 1 to gay, where is that in your world of like? What do you think of that whole experience, bed and breakfast?
The funny thing is, as I've been working in hotels my whole life, which allowed me very little time to actually stay in them.
I know, but you must know people
Yeah,
on that, like
I did
the other
one,
side of the business.
I did one stay in one.
They're all
bed and
swingers,
breakfast.
right?
Yeah,
And hoping for
it's
some
a
action,
creepy
right?
vibe. Yeah, they're like,
I mean, the
breakfast is
owners.
at 7.
Fuck
I'm like,
that.
"Ugh."
I want to walk around the room, throw my clothes anywhere I want, fucking eat when I want, leave that shit all over the place.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in the shower, I don't give a shit. Like at home, you rinse out and wring out your washcloth. After scrubbing your ass crack, that thing gets swacked against the wall.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And I don't want a bed and breakfast where I got to worry that I'm gonna,
Yeah.
embarrass myself in front of somebody. Fuck
Yeah, you gotta
that.
see the same people, like all the
Yeah.
the couple, and then
Needs
they're
that.
Yeah, that makes me
retarded
uncomfortable.
kid who lives in the garage.
Right.
In Europe, all the hotels have like a free breakfast. I mean,
Yeah,
what
but
it
that
is.
wouldn't know
breakfast
that.
does stink.
Meats.
Are you kidding me? The
Horrible.
ones in
England?
Holland? In Holland, not
okay.
England.
You might remember, like Rich, he doesn't have a book out, but he runs a website called worstfacts.com.
So, but when you can work anywhere in the country or in the world now because you have that experience, and have you gone to the third, whatever, like the Ramada in
Yeah, like
Somalia?
international travel. I mean, when I did that, I was obviously shoestring. I've been, poor.
What's up with the pillows?
Do you get I was just gonna say, do you get offended when somebody like him walks in with their own pillow into saying your
It's
pillows?
sort of. It's not a good look.
I know.
We got
Well,
pillows.
it's
But
not-
I don't walk in with my own pillow.
Yeah,
Hotel pillows
Kenny
stink.
carries it.
Plus, those pillows are nice.
I heard you checked
Depends.
out of a hotel
Pillows.
on the road because you didn't like the pillows.
No, here's what I do. I'm a bad sleeper to begin with, and
Yeah.
By
Look,
sleeper,
I-
it means
And a
person.
human to go with it.
yes, and by sleeper, I mean fuck. I'm a quick, lousy sleeper. But the thing is, I can't. A lot of the sheets are itchy. Like in the Westin,
Yeah.
I cannot.
Why are they itchy, you
They
think?
do. They just drive my skin crazy.
Overwashing. I mean, you wash something. I mean, imagine.
Oh, right,
They're
yeah.
stiff.
Wash.
Courtyard by Marriott. I sleep in those fuckers. The sheet, whatever their bedding is, it's a corporate decision because the bedding is just comfortable for me. I've checked out of 5-star hotels to go to a Courtyard because I sleep better. I cannot sleep in a fucking West End. I wish I could. Dude, I
You're
can't.
a nudge.
My skin's very
All
sensitive.
right, so I'm going to call them. What do I? You going to talk or me?
No, you're going to do it.
You
So
talk.
See if you can pull this off.
All right,
Use
hold
the term pre-register. If there's any available rooms, I'd love to be pre-registered.
Okay.
And don't tell them you'll be there. Tell them you're on your way.
Yeah.
Because the important thing is that they want to take care of
Right.
you.
Fucks us up.
You're already. It's 9:30.
And don't say
It's really
what
early right now.
what hotel it is.
When's Skyfall going to be on the movie selection?
Available now.
Still in
$22.99.
theaters.
Don't say price. Make sure you tell me what I'm
That's I got a
Yes.
great tip.
Don't
for
use
them.
an accent.
I got a
is
great
this,
tip.
is this the front desk? Hi. May I have the front desk, please? Why, thank
There
you.
you go. It's nice right there.
question. Good
You
start.
got to phase 2.
Pre-register.
Pre-register, remember.
you cunt.
I want to pre-cum, I mean.
Who's going to do it?
This poor front desk agent.
Let him get through.
Let him get the name out.
We gotta let him get through this.
They're letting you ring hard, dude. They're
Yeah.
staring at that phone ringing like I'm not
They
getting it.
can't get
Oh,
my number,
man.
can they? My number doesn't go through.
No,
course
no,
it does.
no.
Blithering
They
idiot.
can't get it. No,
You can't
no.
get it, Rich.
You're
Relax.
good.
You're
Why?
Why?
They got my number, do they?
Yeah.
You're calling from here. It's fine.
Why do you care? Oh, there you go.
Hi, how you doing? Listen, I just flew in, and I really need to pre-register and check in early, if that would be possible.
We do have rooms available now for check-in, so whenever you arrive.
Give me your name, stupid.
Oh, you do have rooms available.
me your
can
name.
I give you my name so I know when I get there that you'll have it ready?
What is the last name?
V as in Victor, O-S. Vos. V-O-S.
Richard?
Yes.
And make sure that room is ready, bitch. Make sure that fucking room is ready, you bitch. I'll be there, you cunt. Make sure that ready is fucking room is ready.
He fell for it. He ran out.
He got caught up in his headphones. He couldn't get out of the room.
He almost strangled himself. He almost strangled himself.
He couldn't get out of the room. He ran out of the room and got tangled in his headphones. That dope.
Oh, is that
Almost
hilarious?
tripped into the door.
He tried so hard to cover the phone up. Wow. Well, you know, that worked.
But why would he fall
See?
for that?
That worked.
Yeah, so yeah,
Pretty
looking up,
good.
it was good that he went that one step farther and said, you know, just if you could, just I want to make sure pre-register.
Pre-register.
My last name
Rich,
is-
were you
my
panicking
last
a little?
name is thus. You're in. Good to go.
Yeah.
Now,
Not only that.
So give him a tip.
She said, "Give a tip." I already saved on the tip. I'm in. Now
Give
Well, no, no,
him
no.
a tip.
yeah, I'll take that.
He's
I'll take,
still in
I'll
the
take money.
business?
Okay,
But,
well,
but
get-
you know what? Another thing to do at that point. Now what you've done is you've dealt with a really nice front desk agent
Yeah.
who took care of you. Remember their name, write their name down, and then when you get there, now you have a contact. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I spoke to you this morning on the phone. You helped me out. Thank you so much. And then that's a good point to give a gratuity. But also now you have a personal contact, and she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I did help you, and now you're not just like a discount-seeking guest. You're like a nice guy that called in a personal
she'll put the
relationship.
kilo of coke in your bag when you leave.
Listen,
See.
listen
Better
to
than
me.
warm cookies.
Listen to me, book peddler. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
I got my fucking room. Go fuck yourself. I'm done with you.
Wow.
Why so mean, Rich? He helped you.
Rich.
Rich, what's up, man? You all right?
Rich is abrasive.
I got yelled at my whole
gonna-
life,
I'm gonna
man.
tip-
Nobody can. I got a thick skin.
Yeah, right. How you gonna shock him?
I'm gonna tip her when I walk in.
That's a kind thing to do. She sounded very.
Oh,
seemed
I
nice.
just learned something.
What?
Hotels don't have a 13th floor, so this book doesn't have a 13th chapter.
Oh, yeah, consistency.
Are people really that superstitious?
Wow.
People are dummies, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's
it's
true,
weird,
though. He doesn't
I
have
like
a
it.
13th chapter.
You know the fear of the number
Chapter.
13 is called triskaidekaphobia?
And you don't have a 13th strand of hair.
Were you on? Oh,
That's just mean-spirited.
I don't understand.
Why are you attacking poor Opie?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I thought Jimmy was on Rich's page when he quoted that.
What are you eating?
I'm eating turkey chili.
Wait, what did I...
Not too
It
shabby.
looks delish.
Wait, what did I say? I was on Jimmy's page.
Triskaidekaphobia. You know, useless fucking information.
On
Voss's page.
What do you call it?
What?
Triskaidekaphobia. I
autism.
think we've all learned that.
Yeah. But the hotels do have the 13th floor. It's just not called the 13th
Dave
It's
floor.
just
yeah,
giving
yeah.
Rich shit.
I know.
He's like, yeah, look, we all know that. Let's move on, Rich.
So when you're in town, like, where do you stay? I mean, like, you must be like a
very
pariah,
well.
like the Solomon Rushdie of the hotel world. It's like
Well, I stay in my apartment. I live in Brooklyn here, but I'm gonna do some traveling. I'll be in New Orleans for a book tour in Nashville. So I'm very excited to stay in these hotels, and I hope one of the things I did in Heads in Beds is really just accentuate the struggle of all the positions. So I'm really hoping that. Any hotel workers out there listening, they really like what I've done.
They're going to be able to relate.
It's definitely more. It's a worker.
Plus, you're blowing the spot up.
Yeah.
You ever watch those videos where the maid walks in and the guy's like jacking off on the bed,
Word.
and he hides the
I've
camera?
been in that video.
Yeah. Those are hilarious. Guy's like jacking off on the bed, and he sets a camera up and leaves the door open. And takes the do not disturb sign off, and he's just jacking off, and eventually the maid comes in and he gets her on video going like, oh, and shutting the door. It's fucking hilarious.
I can't wait to see it.
It's great. There's a bunch of them.
You got whores. You got whores in your book.
There's a lot of dirty business.
We haven't talked about
in
the
that
whores.
book. I was
Nice.
Bring your own whore, you call it.
Yeah, BYO.
What's that mean?
BYOW.
Well, that hotels are the brothels of today. It's just now. It's just a bring your own whore situation. It's
right.
Like you rent a room. You got a lot of businessmen. Actually business people that they live in Connecticut and then they get a room for the week in New York because they're working. You know what I mean? So they want to be close. But all they use that is like a whore palace.
And then they got the internet to get the girls from.
Absolutely.
Do you know
now
what-
you got your home base.
Do you know when the whores are coming through the lobby?
You can. Some of them are quite obvious, and then you got the subtle ones. But really, what the best thing that they can do is all they need is a room number. You know what I mean? They don't need anything else. So it's only a bad whore would come to the desk and ask where she's going because it's just it's like her first day on the job or
Dummies.
something. Usually they'll have a room number, so they just go straight up. So it's very very subtle.
When a girl comes in and she's tall and she has an Adam's apple, will the desk clerk know what comedian she's going to see?
Jimmy's long explanations of the obvious. Yes.
Oh,
That's great.
I
wasn't sure which comedian he
Priceline
was
during
talking
the
Of course you are.
during the hurricane.
What were you
and the
looking
week,
for, umbrellas?
They were supposedly supposed to have a
It's
marathon.
windy.
Hotel rooms on Priceline were $1,000 to $4,000 a night.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They were price gouging. Now that's against the law,
It
though.
is.
During that they were $1,000 to $4,000.
The Attorney General in New York is going after people on Craigslist who are doing that, and hopefully in Jersey. I think Chris Christie doesn't probably tolerate that shit either.
But they were every hotel in New York.
Yeah.
Up
Oh, in
their
New York.
fucking prices
Yeah.
to $1,000.
Interesting fact about that kind of situation, any kind of storm, you actually have to lodge the hotel workers in the rooms as well because they can't travel. All the trains are down, so some of the rooms are taken up by the staff. You need to run the rooms. I used to do that all the time. They'd put us in a room. We'd party so hard, man.
So if you walk in and they say it's a storm, and like they say hey, it's $2,000 a night now, are they legally allowed to do that? And what's your recourse if you walk in and you know they're price gouging? It's not a $50 difference. It's
I'm a front desk agent. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Okay,
It sounds illegal. It sounds like bullshit. But I don't know.
Say you're already in there.
I mean, as a business owner, it seems legal, right? I don't know.
no, but say you're
price
in there already.
gouging. There's a certain thing with price gouging where I don't know
It's
what.
like when is it a commodity? Like gas, you can't do it, but like a hotel room, a place to live, seems like a commodity. I don't know
what
it's
the
an
law
interesting
is.
question. Actually,
I bet you could raise the fucking price, but
if
another hotel has a cheaper rate, you go there. But if there's price fixing, there's probably an issue.
Then again, they do it during the parade along the parade routes. There's huge,
yeah.
New Year's Eve.
huge prices.
exactly.
jacked-
For views, you change the rates.
Yeah, New
based
Year's
on
Eve,
views,
the
which
rate
you
goes
have.
way up. That's
that's
an amazing
everywhere.
thing about hotels is like the same room the night before could cost you twice as much the next night
Absolutely.
with
A
no
lot of-
difference in
lot
the
of
fucking room.
fluctuation, yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but say you're in the
Based
hotel.
on availability, it's like a math equation. As the percentage of hotel goes up, 65, 75, 85, the rates start to go up because the rooms are at a premium.
What is an opinion?
Say
Is
you're stuck. Wait, hold on. You're stuck in there. A storm comes and you can't get out. You were there for $100 or $200 a night. Then you can't get out of town, and now they're $2,000 a night. What the fuck? What's your recourse?
You can't get out of the hotel?
yeah, why is it that windy?
No, because there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere
true,
to go.
They don't care.
He's already hunkered down, and
They don't care.
and he's gonna stay there.
Well,
I have
now
a
you know how a
question.
fucking Palestinian feels, you Jew.
Do I really?
They have no reservations.
Nowhere to go. They're kicked out of the place.
Yeah, see? They can't. The little soaps.
Yeah, but they never paid for the original night there.
Wow. But what about?
And they'll never use the soaps.
Now, have you ever worked on a cruise ship, which is more of like
Vos,
a sea
this is to you.
hotel?
Let's see. I was really close. I heard that's a great gig, man, because it's like, I'm sure it gets pretty wild on a cruise ship. You work long hours. You work long hours, but your room and board is taken care of, and then you're visiting these stops and all that. So when they pay you at the end, so it's like they dump you off. You know, back on your own shore, and then just like give you a ton of money. I always wanted to do that.
Does sound cool, yeah.
I was this close, but
that
I
must be
never
a
went that
wilder
way.
scene, but they probably have it like locked down because, like you said,
I would think the whole
12 on,
staff
12
is just
off.
banging each other.
Anything else about the book?
on a
Anything we
cruise ship.
missed in the book there, sir? You want to
It's
mention?
a ton of.
What did I wanted to ask something.
Anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, well, back to the movies. There's some information in there about how to steal. If you guys are interested.
Wow,
Some
you're really
thievery
giving up the whole.
information.
That's cool, man. That's really
So,
important.
For example.
Movies are like $15 a pop in hotels. now.
Absolutely, and that's a subscription service that the hotel pays, right? So it's not. It's like they don't lose any revenue, and those things cut off all the time.
Yep.
They freeze in the middle. So if
sink.
you enjoy your movie, and enjoy Skyfall, whatever you're talking about, and then just call down and be like, you know what, I ordered the wrong movie. It cut off in the middle. It froze, whatever you want to say, and it's going to come off, and that's at no loss of revenue for the hotel. Same thing for the minibar.
How do you get out of park?
Really, minibar.
Wait, the minibar, they don't lose anything?
No, they do, but I mean, you got M&Ms. You're paying $7.
Yeah, you can replace them with your own. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, or just say you didn't have it. I mean,
But
that's
what
the
about-
thing. That's the
See,
most
but I'm not
disputed
that kind of
charge.
guy.
What
on
about
any
the
bill.
pressure-sensitive ones, though?
Oh, I've screwed that up
There's-
sometimes.
There's so many. There's the minibar system is so fallible that you put your sandwich there. You're looking at an item, you get charged. That I spend all morning removing these charges. So essentially, if you actually did, have a vodka out of the minibar, and then you say, I never had anything, it's going to
It's
get
like playing
removed.
Operation. You're trying to pull one out from the back there
Yeah.
and get it around the other things. It clinks off of it, and you're paying for that too.
I replace it with
Bastards.
fruits and juices because I think that should be more.
Atta
proper.
boy, Dave.
I got
As
a bag of
businessman.
sand. I got
For
a
the
bag of
healthy
sand like
businessman.
Indiana
After a
Jones.
whore binge.
Dump it on my tomato juice.
Yeah.
If
My-
you're a
I-
3-day Coke and whore binge,
Yeah.
needs an apple.
I take the take the cookies out and put in celery. They'll thank you later.
A little note, a poem, a homily.
What about? Let me ask you. What is
The
the?
Bibles. Get to it.
What do you think is the best hotel in the city? Like, just an opinion.
I mean, again, I don't stay in as many as I would like.
Well, just from what you know about it.
I don't know, man. Let's say I'll just go ahead and throw the Waldorf
I was just
Astoria,
guessing.
even though I've never
No
been
way.
in there.
Waldorf.
You know,
I was
don't
just
know,
coming
I
up
don't
with
know.
something.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Presidential suite at the Waldorf, pretty sweet.
Is it nice?
And sweet, yes.
What's
yes.
the one I stayed in where they had the
Christ.
art studio downstairs, Kramer Art Studio? It's like one of those with a butler.
I wish it was the MGM in the '80s.
Is that what you wish?
Can't you stay with a photographer friend? I don't know. It's New York.
Burnt down and killed a bunch of people.
What about the Bibles? What about the Bibles?
What about that?
Are they ridden with bed bugs and also a hate? I mean, honestly, what's going on with them?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, where are those Bibles made? Are they made by blind children in
No,
North Korea?
The Gideon, yeah, those are free. Actually, those are provided when I was in housekeeping.
You could take those?
I had to reorder. Oh, of course, they would love for you to take a Bible, man. What
kind of man would steal a Bible?
It's not. No. I actually in a hotel Bible it says.
Fucking
I believe
irony.
it says take this. I believe it says
No,
you can
it
take
doesn't.
This. Yeah, the Gideon Society. I've had to order them.
a test
they'll
from
they'll
God.
send you as
You take
many
it, he
as
strikes you
want.
down, he
Just
smites you.
I personally think they should replace the Bibles with this book on hotels here.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Shit.
Yep.
I'm with
Real
that.
hard. All right.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting because this is a book I really want to read because I'm in them every weekend.
Fuck yeah.
And the bed bug thing. How do you check for bed bugs real quick? Like I know you look on the bed, but is there a fast way to check? Or where would the hotel check if they heard there was
Fine
bed
comb
bugs?
through your
It's
pubes.
Bend over, spread him. He's got the flashlight in his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny you
Never a
said
good
pubes.
sign.
What is it, 1992?
Oh, that's
Who has
true.
those? I'm the smooth cock McGillicuddy. It's my nickname. It's my fucking screen name on AOL.
Checks in under.
Yeah. Yeah, if the hotel, if someone called down and said, "Sir, there's bed bugs," where would the hotel check first?
In the fucking bed, stupid.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh,
That's
Rich.
not true, Rich.
Yeah, the dog.
They go hiding and stuff.
Behind the headboard, or where would
Well,
they?
actually,
where they hang out?
what they're going to do is they're going to call an outside company because you know that's going to have to. There's professionals that do that. Hotel people aren't trained, but I do know that if you pull it is on the bed, and if you pull the sheets up, you know the edge of a mattress.
Yes.
that little
little
lip
crease.
They chill into that little outside lip, and if you can see them there, kind of riddled in that little.
They see
surrounding
bugs
ledge.
or redness from like the crushed ones that were bleeding or their own shit.
Have you
and
seen
stuff.
them?
Yeah, that's what you
No,
see.
I've never seen
I
one.
can't wait to get
I have a
home.
question.
I don't
If
know.
you kill yourself in a hotel, do you still get charged? Like, will that go on your card?
No, I
Wow.
don't know. That's how you really check
That
out.
is a good
I don't-
goddamn question.
I would actually, I would still go with yes, man. I'm still gonna, I'm
That is
still
the
gonna
most
think the
heartless thing ever.
You stay, you pay.
it's
That's
a heartless
the-
business.
That's
As
the
we were-
rule.
It's a heartless business.
Well, is there a guy like that at every hotel? Well, how many?
No, my. Here it comes again.
You're a big
Here's the
one.
deal too. If you call in, if you ask,
Rich has a question.
if you ask for a refrigerator and they go it's 20 a night, you say, "Listen, I stay here all the time. I don't want to have to go across the street. They'll give you a free refrigerator. I do it all
that's-
the time."
That's another way to
What's
avoid
your-
the costly minibar. You can get mini fridges sometimes in the room,
Yeah.
and you can store your items that way. And usually there's no cost for that. And then again, if you've already created a relationship with the front desk agent or tipped, or even the bellman, you can get a lot of things that would have a minimal charge. Just we'll take care of it. Front desk
Rich.
is in charge of your bill. I can take all that stuff off.
Rich, what's that joke? I always love that you did with the coffee. What was it?
Oh, what?
The
what-
coffee maker in the hotel or
Well,
something?
One time I went to a place and I didn't have a coffee. I was staying at the Atlantis in the Bahamas, and everything was like $1,000, and I didn't have coffee, so I went and bought instant coffee. There was no pot, and I steamed water in my clothes steamer, and I made instant coffee.
Wow.
Prison coffee.
Nice.
opposed to
nice.
Because if you order it, it takes 45 minutes to an hour at the in the Bahamas, and it's $50.
I don't care what it is or how long it takes. I wouldn't use a fucking steam iron to make coffee. That's terrible.
Terrible, yes.
Rich, treat yourself.
You know
to a
the
cup
water
of coffee.
scale in
God.
there built up and
It's filthy.
it's like hard water.
I was in a hotel one time, and there was the fire. I guess there was a fire in the hotel because the fire truck showed up, and I don't know if it was a drill or not. But this was like a terrace, so I was out there on the terrace smoking, which I know is probably illegal now, but it was like back then you could do it. And I was yelling down through the fire, and I was like, "So should I get out?" Because like no one would tell me. Like they just had the bells going the whole time. So, but I could have jumped down. It was like one of those cheap, like on the run hotels. like just 2 levels, like,
Right.
with a truck parked in front of your window.
On the
You ever had one of
run,
those,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the serial killer truck? I love that.
I
I like
remember.
the skankier hotels. I don't know.
Yeah, I like those
I
too.
tend to like less fancy places.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
like
were,
a.
right?
I like a fucking.
Yeah,
Gentleman's
he's
hotel.
like a diplomat. This guy.
I like if it's not the fuck. I want a gentleman's accommodations,
likes it
please.
really
I like
nice.
24-hour room
Really
service.
24-hour room service. I want good bedding. I
Yeah.
want good soap.
Good conversation
Anything
Good
you need, sir.
conversation.
in the lobby.
Yeah.
Yes, I like to be
I want a
welcomed.
good
He
workout
likes to be
room.
monocled when he comes in.
I do. They don't know if it's
enjoy
me or
a-
Mr. Peanut.
I do enjoy a good hotel
He does love
bar.
a nice hotel.
Yeah.
I like a good hotel bar too for some reason.
A lot
Yes.
of lot
Oh,
of
just sitting
prostitutes
there.
in a hotel bar. Actually,
Maybe that's it.
They love rolling around in there.
Yeah, huh?
A lot of bed bugs in the hotel.
No, a lot of prostitutes.
Oh,
That's like
bingo.
that's like their spot.
That's under the obvious
That's in
chapter.
Vegas.
Right.
No.
The whores are where the
In
booze
New York,
is.
too?
Wow.
In New York, or that's mainly Vegas, right?
No. Here we've had to eliminate some from the bar that would come in all the time.
I've
a
never-
couple guests got rolled and stuff. They
Oh.
would put something in their drink, go up to their room, they wake
East
up. the next
European.
morning.
Oh
Nothing
man.
left.
Yeah,
Got
got
So
nothing
you
it.
did mostly work in New York hotels, huh?
You
New York
take,
City
me,
hotels.
take me to your room. We
I
have
did.
good time. Good time. Very nice.
You
And then
put
you
everything
pass
in the
out.
safe right
But,
the second you go in.
Yeah, what is
Started
with
in
those
New
little
York.
saves?
Yeah, what's up with the safes? You guys know how to
Yeah,
get
those are
into
good.
those
You
things?
should use those.
really
Absolutely.
should.
For,
Can't
for
get
your
in 'em?
toothbrushes. For your toothbrushes.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to do that, man.
But
how do you-
yeah, those are.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's.
Well, what if you forgot your password? Then
Security will come up and unlock it. It's
that
no
means you
problem.
guys.
I had
know
had
That
that,
means
I had
if
had
it-
that happen at the Borgata this past weekend. I was in there and the fucking safe all of a sudden wouldn't work with my code, so they had to
See?
get the guy up there
Yeah,
to punch it in.
Yeah.
I heard you did well. I saw some pictures.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say?
I don't want to say.
Show me on your fingers. Get out of here.
That's nice.
Yes.
Holy
It's a nice
fuck.
hit.
It was huge.
You made $12?
$12.
Wow.
I couldn't fucking lose. I wanted to leave at noon on Sunday. I wound up staying until 11 p.m. on Sunday because at the same table. Didn't fucking get up. It just kept fucking stacking up. Stacking
Holy
up.
Fuck.
Kept doing. I was betting 3 spots, $6,000 a spot, and just couldn't lose.
18,000 and
Wow.
you won. That's an unlucky number, man. 3 sixes.
You know what?
It's not an unlucky number, you
It's
biblical
not a power
idiot.
number.
It's not, and it's not unlucky when you're doubling down on them and splitting and shit too. 'cause then
Don't
it
make me beg
raises it
you,
up.
Mark.
Here's a hotel.
Come with me.
I have one more question. Who are the worst travelers, like of all the countries and
Great question.
Like who are the worst travelers? Is it Americans or who is it?
As far as
Asians or-
gratuities, Europeans are, obviously
Shit.
it's not their culture. You should see the look on a bellman's face when
Why
a
is it
tour
not
bus
their culture?
of Italians pull up. They're
Oh
just like,
boy.
it's just like,
And
Really?
acidic.
yeah. So,
And
so
then
as far as
rappers.
gratuities, actually, professional sports people, in my personal experience,
Yes.
professional athletes tend to be incredibly cheap and very rude. Like,
Wow.
they're
Yes.
coming up and they're not even taking their headphones off. They're like, I need a new key. I need a new key. I'm like,
They're jerk offs. They're absolutely jerk offs.
They're the same jocks that they were in school. Yeah, assholes.
I don't
Fuck
usually
'em.
tip the bellman a lot of times, but I do my own luggage. Like when I'm in a hotel, they don't do anything for me. I don't like my
That's
my
good.
shit.
Why don't you
If they let me
fucking
take the
go
stuff
to the
out, I
kitchen in a
definitely hit 'em.
restaurant and bring out your own food and cut off the tip to the waitress?
Yeah.
It's her
I've
job.
done that.
Oh, sorry.
I've done that. I've walked right in and cooked. Didn't you see Top Chef, the herpes episode?
No, but there's got to be like one group where you're like, oh my god, I cannot believe these people are here.
Well, I mean, even
Like tour
even
groups.
business travelers, like when you just break it down to that, people who travel for business and they're in hotels all the time, those people when they don't get what they want, or that just the affluent black cards. Oh my God,
Yeah.
those people
Is that
scare
your-
me, man.
is that what you
You're
call
calling
them?
what you want.
Yeah, I mean that's a funny black guy.
All right, let's get him out of here. Jacob,
Oh,
this
God.
book looks
Excellent.
terrific.
We're all
man.
done.
We're all done.
I
Yeah,
guess.
look at
That was
that.
cool, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna start our Thanksgiving, man.
Heads in
Yes.
Beds, Jacob Tomsky. It really does. And are you doing any? Plug his book signings too. If you are, actually in New Orleans, we have people in New Orleans.
That's cool.
5:30 p.m. on the 28th, which is at the Garden District
Going with Billy
Bookshop,
Bob Thornton.
and the 29th, only 7 to 7:45.
Might be Burt
Malaprops
Reynolds, though.
Bookstore in Asheville, North Carolina. So 20th, 29th, Jacob will be down south. Jacob Tomsky on Twitter. You can follow him there. But this book looks really great, man. I wish I had it earlier.
I
So
wish
I
I,
Great job, man.
I
so
wish
much.
I read. I'd read it.
Yeah, there's no pictures either. You would have nothing to do. You'd wind up eating it like a fucking gerbil.